All right. So this is again, you're either hearing us for the first time.
Calling. Go for it.
You're either hearing us for the first time or you've heard a story, us talking about our kids adjusting to college soccer. Either way, welcome to the idea of.
Take
All right,
three.
take three. Bassey, you were saying, I don't remember what we were saying,
I
but
don't remember what I was saying.
we
I
were
don't
talking
remember.
about, I was saying that
Sorry, I'm just gonna tell them.
we were talking about the differences between D1 and D3, or just like our kids' confidence in college as now that they're like playing. I think they both realized that we could do this, like, and not only can we do it,
Yeah,
like we could excel at it, like we could be really, really good here. Um, which is
it's
reaffirming. It's very reaffirming for them.
it's reaffirming, and it to me it makes me. And this is something I've always thought about, which is like the way that specifically college athletes are treated.
Mm-hmm.
And I was when I was there, because I try to be hands off as much as possible. But the coach came and sat with me after the game, and
Mm-hmm.
was just telling me about how he was doing and asking me like, is he okay? Like, does he like it? Is there anything that we can do? I was like, oh, you know, I'm
Mm-hmm.
glad, because I told you I sent him that long ass email right when he decided to go there
Yeah.
about everything that I was concerned about, as far as him being just a young black kid in this 98% white
Mm-hmm.
situation that I never ever in my life ever wanted him to be in.
Mm-hmm.
So he was very, very conscientious and very, uh, very adamant that he's clear to me about that he took that seriously. And the assistant coach is black, and they've got like a real good working relationship. And he's like, I took that very, very seriously, and so I really appreciated that. So I'm a lot more comfortable with it, because I also know that he's adaptable. Like, he's not like a weirdo. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. Right.
Like,
Right.
he's gonna be okay wherever he is. Speaking of which, I was just telling somebody he has been in private schools his entire life since
Mm-hmm.
pre-K, and
Mm-hmm.
all black though, like all black everything.
Yeah.
And I take for granted the stuff that he hasn't been exposed to. Also because he's an athlete, so he's with a very specific kind and group of people, like
Mm-hmm.
always.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so he's never around like theater kids or like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Um,
Right. Right.
and so he's very like very, I don't know how to say this. I don't want to get canceled, but it's like culture shock in the sense that he's like, I've never seen that before. But he's also like, live your life. I'm not judging. I'm just saying I have literally never seen that before.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Right.
uh yeah, so it's funny to watch him sort of like, did you know? I was like, yes, I did know.
Right.
I'm aware.
That's fun.
But
That's hilarious. That's
yeah, it's
hilarious.
really, really funny. It's really, really funny.
That's good. I mean, and that's what you want, right? Like, you want your kids to be exposed. You want them to be ready for whatever environment they're going to be in. And I think, especially black kids have to do a different level of, code switching and like deciding how you want to show up in a white space, right?
Yeah.
And I think our generation, a lot of us like first generation college kids or, first generation immigrants, like, I feel like our parents encouraged us forced by force to like fit in. Like,
Yeah.
it was all about, we talked about this before, like respectability. Like, you have to wear suits, you have to look a certain way, your hair has to be a certain way, you have to be kind, like just all the, you have to be XYZ. And so I feel like our generation of black folks that went to college, I think even if you look back at pictures, like we all kind of like dressed the same. We all generally had a similar taste in music. And, I tell people all the time, like I had the blackest experience that you could have at a predominantly white institution
Same.
at JMU. Like all I remember was being around black people. And even though we all weren't the same, there was a similarness across all of us, where I feel like that is not the thing for black kids these days. Like,
No.
I guess it's a good thing. I feel like this is like an evolution of black folks in white spaces. is that we don't have to fit in. Like you can go and be as close to who you are as you want. Like you
Yeah.
can choose if you want to fit in, if that's what you want to do for whatever reason, but you can also very much be yourself, listen to your music, do what it's just, it feels more liberating for the
Yeah.
new kids that I see. Just how they present themselves online is remarkably different than us.
It's this is so unrelated but kind of related because I've been thinking about it. Like you're up to speed with all the stuff that's going on with Thug.
A little bit. I'm real a little bit. I just
It's
caught things from other podcasts, but
it's absurd. As far as it's absurd. But one of the things that I'm heartened is that how ridiculous a lot of these kids think like street culture is and street code is. Like
mhm.
they're not enamored of it at all. They're like, this
Yeah,
is ridiculous. Like, why are you doing this? Like, why at your big age are you talking about snitches when you just got saved from being like 57 years in jail? Like, what are you
right.
talking about? And so a lot of it is coming out. And so I was actually thinking about you because I was watching a video right before I came on where somebody was talking about whether or not Atlanta, like the era of Atlanta hip hop or Atlanta rap is dead. Like, is it done with? And I was
Mm,
like, it is because
yeah,
it was contingent on a lot of factors that are no longer in play, which is that people want to listen to music again. And it's still going to be regional. Like you're still going to have the people who are famous in Atlanta and famous like in the South. But as far as like the overall reach where everybody's trying to sound like they're Atlanta, I think that's done with. I think it's
yeah,
done with. And I think a lot of it, going back to it, is these kids are no longer they're no longer enamored with like certain things, and they don't have to be because their exposure and people's exposures to them is different. Like you can have a friend in your friend group who only listens to classical music,
yeah,
and he's still part of, you know what I mean? Like there's still other things that you guys are connected by. Um, and I think with us, it was a lot more homogenous.
yes, for
Where
sure.
why am I friends with you and your purple hair? Like you know what I mean? Like
Right.
that's
Yeah.
how it was back in the day. Now it's just like there are other things that they connect on. Um, it was connected in my brain. I don't know how it was connected, but it was connected in my brain.
No, I definitely feel you. I definitely see, like, I see Deontay Kyle talks a lot about the impact. That's who I heard about this from, when I saw like how, like, he was like, what is, like, he was even like, what?
Yeah,
Um, but Deontay Kyle talks a lot about how, the conditions that made New York music, Atlanta music, like hip hop in particular, Miami, like West Coast, like a lot of those conditions are directly impacted by the police state that we're in a
mm-hmm.
lot of places, right? So he talked about, you know, in the 90s and in the 80s, it was crackety crack everywhere, right? And like
Yeah,
all of the, if you think about the rap icons in New York, you're thinking Big, you're thinking Jay, you're thinking Nas. What was their content, right? Like in Atlanta, Jeezy, Ti, Thug, Gucci, their content. West Coast, F the police. Like it wasn't as much as like selling drugs, but using drugs. Like it was all drug related,
yeah,
and the drugs are still there for sure, but they're not moving in the same way that they used to. There's not as many people involved. It's the stakes are so much higher, and that element is just not there in the music. So I think as a result of that, and we talk about it every week, the internet and how everything is everywhere is so homogenized, right? Like there's differences, but even within the trends, the trend that's a trend in Baltimore is going to be a trend in Miami,
yeah.
on online, right? And so I think that impacts the music, and I think it creates a space for kids to listen to, do, wear, vibe to what they want to, and is they don't even bat an eye to it.
No, and I think also it is they can find somebody online to connect with on certain things.
Right.
So your immediate, like back in the day, our immediate friend group had to have similar interests and
Yeah.
and viewpoints, because that's all we saw. Like, it's
Mm-hmm.
either that or be by yourself. Whereas here, it could be all those different things, and then you could
Yeah.
hop online and play, I don't know, Call of Duty with somebody who has like a specific niche interest that you have.
Right.
You
Right.
don't rely on your immediate circle to fulfill those needs as much as I think that few past generations have had to.
Yeah, for
So,
sure, for sure. Well, I'm glad our boys seem to be settling in well. Classes, how classes form so far?
good, good.
Yeah, yeah.
He's I know that a lot of people are like, oh, your 9 a.m. classes in college are not like your 7 a.m. classes in high school, which
Hmm.
was true for me. Like, I struggled at 8 a.m. Philosophy class. I had to drop it. But he's like into it. Like,
Yeah,
he's like, yeah, I get up early. I'm done by like noon.
yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
good. And he's like, I've got all this free time. I was like, chill. Like, you don't really have all this free time.
Class just started.
Right. Like, relax. And
Yeah,
even all this free time, by the time midterms come, it's not free time. So just,
yeah, yeah,
pace yourself.
yeah.
Pace yourself.
I'm still like I still am not exactly sure how how Ellington is like integrate or understanding the two lives that he's in right now in terms of location, the Catholic university thing and the Washington DC thing.
Yeah.
I'm sure, again, like you talked about with the Lawe, like I'm sure he's fine, he's adaptable, he's very much like can be in any environment, and I do thank soccer for that. I think, just like any environment, he's fine. But the first couple nights when they were there just for sports and people started filtering in, and he literally called me, he's like, why didn't you tell me how Catholic this place is? And I was like, bro, you're at the Catholic University of America. So like,
Yeah.
you're whatever is Catholic, you're going to experience it. But I feel like he wasn't prepared to see priests in their robes walking across campus, and nuns, like legit nuns, and the
Yeah.
different levels of clergy that you kind of have to learn as a part of the culture there. And so, I mean, he'll get that. That's fine.
Yeah.
And then he said, the first weekend when everyone was back, I was telling him, I was like, I've worked in these environments. Like, that first weekend of college is just, it's crazy. Like, it's crazy for the students, it's crazy for staff. Like, be careful. So I'm giving him the whole thing. And then the next day I was like, how was it? Like, was it crazy? He was like, no, it wasn't actually. And I was like, for real? I was like, nah, you were with the right group of people. But I think he's still like, of course he's still like directly comparing it to Wilmington. And Wilmington is a beach town, big state school. Like, I know, I can imagine how they get down there. So I don't know. I'm just interested to see. I know he went to College Park. He was today, this weekend, so on Saturday night. Um, he just said, I was like, how was it? He was like, it was cool. I was like, what does that
Okay.
mean? But I'm not even gonna push.
Yeah.
But I like the fact that, like, he has the option of going to College Park, going to Howard, going to American, going to, and in Wilmington, it was just like, you want to go to this bar or that bar, or
Yeah.
we're going to go to Wilmington, or we're going to go to Wrightsville
Go to
Beach.
Walmart or Target.
Right, exactly. And so I like the fact that he's having like a city experience. I don't know how he's processing it, but I like that for him for the
Yeah.
future, right? Like, because I'm thinking, you want to go into sports, you want to go into marketing, you want to go into communication. Like, Wilmington's not going to do it for you. Like, that's just not it. So,
Yeah.
I'm glad for him to be having these experiences.
Yeah. I'm going to be a lot more helicoptery second semester, because
Mm-hmm.
he needs to take an African American studies class. He needs to take a like a public speaking class. Like, I'm
Mm-hmm.
just like, all right, these are the things that you need to do. Have your little fun
First
for
semester.
fall, but
Yeah.
I'm in control. Actually, it's weird because I want him to major in film and media,
Okay.
because he's just so good at it. Like, he
Mm-hmm.
watches everything and he's able to like dissect and have these like really large conversations. Going back to his friend group, his friends he's like, they don't understand my sense of humor. I was like, you have a very The Office, like
Mm-hmm.
that's your sense of humor. You don't have like you have what's his favorite show, Gumball and was it Gumball and
I know. Yeah, I
what
know.
is it?
That
The
cartoon.
Beautiful World of Gumball, the
Yeah.
Wonderful World of Gumball, something like that. So that's his humor, and he understands stuff like that, and he's just really good at that. And I don't want him to be in a position where he does what he thinks he's supposed to do, even
Mm-hmm.
though I am a cautionary tale about doing what it is that you want to do. Like,
That is
don't do
funny.
what I do, but at least find like a nice little middle ground where
Right.
you can be
Right.
good at something and also successful and also not a loser.
Stop it. Is he an SNL guy?
He's not an SNL guy, but he's a Mad TV guy.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Nice. 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 No, that's good. Yeah, I'm excited for what's next for these guys, man. I'm just and then we came back, and I told you I'm headed to DC tomorrow, and
Mhm.
now it's back to school here. We got an eighth grader, and
Has she started school? Has Brooklyn started school?
yeah, she started
Oh,
last or
oh, it's September, of course.
yeah,
People start.
last Monday. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. How does it feel not having a kid in school like by you, like close in proximity to you?
It is weird. I don't even want to get into it because I'm going to start crying and I want to start.
Oh, don't start.
No, it's not even
No,
like
cry. I mean, do
no, I
whatever.
don't want to cry. It's not. I went through what 6 months of not crying on this podcast when I was crying like every single episode for a sister. Um, it is a lot. It is not okay. It's not difficult in the sense of like, oh, my baby's gone. Whatever, go. Like, go. Like he used to go to soccer camp all the time. We're not chained at the hip in that way. Like, oh my god, sorry, backing up. I saw this like random video compilation of boy moms.
I haven't seen that.
There's like a thing called a thing called boy mom. These people who are like basically in love with their sons. Like they can do no wrong, and they do these like TikToks of no woman's gonna steal or like this like real crazy like
Yikes.
what are you doing? It's so gross. It's just so gross. But like people are like, oh, you're a boy mom. No, I am the mother of a boy.
Right, right, right.
I have a male child. I'm not a boy mom, like fucking weirdos. So it's nothing like that. It's not like I'm chained at the hip or like, oh, I'm so empty without him. But it is. I also I've become very aware of how much I gave up, and I
Mm-hmm.
don't mean that in a I gave my life up. Not that, but like I have really made all kinds of concessions and changes that over the last like let's say decade or so.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had these conversations before here, but like I'm noticing even more how much of myself has atrophied because I've
Wow.
now where I can't use him as an excuse or I can't be like, oh, I can't because I absolutely can. Like, why can't I at this point? But like, I don't know how to anymore. There's so much I don't know how
Wow. Yeah.
to like I don't know how to, and I'm trying to. I had a conversation. I didn't get back into therapy, but I had a conversation with my P doc, with like my med manager, who like takes like I meet with her every month for like 30 minutes to see how my meds are doing, if I need to adjust or whatever. And I'm talking to her, and I was like, I'm depressed.
Mm-hmm.
I am depressed, and I'm little d depressed as opposed to capital D depressed, which is just kind of listless and like having trouble sleeping and then having trouble like getting out of bed even though I'm awake. Like it's just like all these different things that I'm noticing
Mm.
that I have let myself fall out of the habit of noticing because I used to be like very on it. Like, I feel this way. Let's handle it. So that's a bit of it what I've been sort of dealing with hardcore the last week.
Mm.
Just trying to figure out what I don't know how to figure out. Like I don't even know what it is. So there's no like, oh, fix it. Here's how you fix it. Uh, so yeah, I'm just just doing okay. I'm doing what I can, basically.
Like establishing a new routine, but without with from scratch, like not having the blocks to put in your steps, right? Like not having the, all right, then I'm going to do this and then I'm going to do this. I find that I, I relate to a lot of what you're saying, and it's, I don't think of it as depression, or I don't think of it as like, I think of it as a phase, and I
Mm,
think of it as like, I feel as if I'm having a post traumatic stress moment, but like in the pure words of post meaning after,
mm,
traumatic meaning like something that I put a whole lot of time and energy in that was really, 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 really hard and time consuming, and PTS stress. Like I was really like, the shit stressed me out a lot, right?
yeah,
I think when people, when people hear PTSD, they're thinking of war, gun violence, or
that's yeah.
being abused, and it's not that. It's like
Any
I am
shakeup.
right, like I am legit trying to level myself after an elongated period of extreme stress,
Mm,
and that stress was my norm for such a long time that I know, um that like my resting heart rate had to be like 130,
mm,
because it just seemed like something was always wrong, or something was always like uneven and just not right. You got your senses like something's not right. So I would wake
mm,
up the whole time last year when he was in Wilmington, even when he was home this summer, like I was always like, something's not right. And now that, knock on wood, or, prayerfully, anything could change. But now that it seems like there's a level, even if it's not perfect,
mm,
now that it seems like I see his joy, I see a spark in his eye again. I see like, okay, I could, I could finally fucking relax. But like my body's not letting me. Like it's
yeah,
not letting me just like take a deep breath. And it's something that I don't think people know, because I've shared it on here. I've talked, of course, I talked to Danielle about it, and but it was just I was managing a lot of that
yeah,
on my own, and I'm still trying to figure out like what is life now. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's real. I've been accused of being self-aware since day one. So I'm always like very aware. So to feel as though I don't know what's going on with myself is so unsettling. Um,
Wow.
I mean, y'all have noticed I took my hair out, and I was supposed to get my hair done tomorrow. I was supposed to get it, rebraided. I ordered and canceled braiding hair literally 5 times. 5 times. I'm not even joking. Like within like, oh wait, no, I can't. And then I cancel the order. And I was like, wait, no, but I need to. And then I redo the order. Wait, no, I can't. Like that level of like unable to like was it not it, first of all it was analysis paralysis because it took me
Mm-hmm.
forever to
Yeah.
even decide what I was going to do and whatever. And then I started overthinking it like as though this decision, what kind of hair I was going to get braided into my head, was life or death. Like if I didn't, it was like back in the day those movies where like you have to cut the right wire or the whole shit's gonna
Right.
blow.
Right.
That's what it felt like choosing fucking hair. And then I would order it, and then my brain would be like, oh, check the TikTok shop, maybe it's cheaper there. And then I go and it is, but like $5. I'm like, it doesn't matter, it's just $5. It's like, well, no, but I need that. Like, just, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going through these like changes, and I'm buying it, then I'm canceling it, then I'm going over here, and I'm asking chat, like, just unable to make any kind of proper decision
Mm.
without having to second guess myself so many times.
Mm.
And for it to be something as ridiculous as that was what made me say, okay, what the fuck is wrong with you, bitch? And
Mm.
that's what I told my med manager. I was like, yeah, I'm not okay. Like, I'm clearly very much not okay. So what are we gonna do now? So
Mm-hmm. Wow.
I don't know. I don't know.
Wow. Well, did you get your hair?
I just first of all,
I need to know.
these are the things that I need to do. I had to order it from a place that I could not immediately cancel.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
they won't let me. Like they'll have to deliver it, I have to make a deliberate decision to go and return it, as opposed to just like I cancel. I couldn't do it. I went to the website to do it. So it's gonna be here at the end of the week, which means I'm not gonna get my hair done tomorrow.
Oh man.
But it should be here at the end of the week, and at that point, it is what it is. It
Yeah.
is what it is. It is what the fuck it is. So yeah, it is. And I like just I and that's another thing too. Like I think over the last couple of months I've been in that like, okay, yeah, you're better with hair. Like do the hair thing. Oh, you're better with nails. Get your nails done. I, look, nothing. I feel
Mm,
like 2001 me, and I hate it.
mm.
Um yeah, it's just a lot of things to think about. I decided yesterday randomly that I am going to write a book, but not like nonfiction. I'm going to try my hand at fiction, but it's going to be
Okay.
bad fiction. It's
Oh,
not going to be good. It's going to be like romance novel, like some dumb shit that I
like
can just
on
like
purpose?
on purpose, on purpose.
Like satirically?
No, no, no. It's going to
Rom-
be. I'm going to be dead ass. It's going to be terrible.
I'm like, wait, there's so many adjectives you're using that should not go together. Like,
No,
I'm
I'm
going
gonna
to
be
write
dead
a
ass.
terrible
It's just
book.
gonna be bad. I'm not gonna. It's not award winning. I'm not trying to get on the New York Times bestseller list. I'm trying to get on the Amazon bestseller list. It's just gonna
Okay.
be trash because I've been reading all these like weird like trash books that are on like Kindle Unlimited. They're so bad. They don't give a fuck about punctuation, editing. I read one where the writer just changed the character's name in the middle of the book, and I was like, wait, who? And I was on my Kindle, so I had to like search. I was like, who the fuck changed their name just like randomly and forgot, and then by the end of the book changed it back? Like they don't edit this shit. Like they don't
Okay.
edit it. They
All
don't
right.
proof it. They don't care about storyline. Nothing. So the fact that I do care about storyline, I would probably get it edited. Would mean that I'll be a number one best selling author on Amazon, and I'm happy with that. I just need the win.
But
I just
I,
need the win.
my literal next question was like, "What are you doing this for?" And you're like,
I
"I
just
just
need
need
the
the
win.
win." Got it. Got it.
Yeah,
Got it.
and I just want to be able to like do something low stakes because I
Yeah.
feel like as a writer now,
I feel
anything
that.
I do is going to be pretty high stakes. Where it's like, when's your next memoir? When's your next this? When's your next that? Are
Oh,
you
okay. I
going to write
see.
this? Are you going to perform here? And it's just like, no, I'm gonna do something that is out of my comfort zone and then out of the zone of people who are
Checking for
checking for
what
it.
they want from you or
Yeah,
what they might.
yeah. I'll do it under a pseudonym. Like I'm really just on some. I just need to get something done without the pressure of anything else outside of
Mm,
just my expectations. So
wow. I think that's. I mean, I'm sure you've thought heavily about this, but I kind of like that for you though. I mean,
I mean,
I think that is like it's just really smart to me. Like it's like just a really like it's a non there's a word. How do you forget words? It's like a non something decision. Like is like the opposite of common sense. You know what I'm saying? Like
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, yeah.
it's not a common sense decision, but it not it's not a, that's probably demeaning. Not that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's something that you one would normally think, "Oh, I'm going to write a book that like I'm, you know, that is not going to be up to this standard just so that I can get something done or just so that I can like feel accomplished in an area." That um process of thinking I think is really smart, and I wonder like how many people would intentionally do that, because I wonder if people fall into that kind of idea, or you know, they fall into that maybe they're working something to death, they're working it really hard, but it doesn't go the way that they want, but they end up feeling like, oh wow, I did, you know, I did it, I changed my mindset. And this, I've never heard or thought of the idea of intentionally doing that, which I think is really brilliant.
Yeah, I've done it before in different ways. It's just that, and part of the reason why I have to do it this way is like I just writing is just so serious to me all of a sudden. Like I used to write for fun. It used to be my hobby, and then it became work, and now it's just like I don't even like doing it anymore. So I need to find a way to like to get back into it where it becomes a hobby that I enjoy getting paid to do.
You know what this is like? Peep
What?
the analogy.
Oh, all right, ready.
This is about to be your GNX. This is it. This is it. This is what this. Yo. It's
I
come.
mean,
Wait. Let me paint the picture.
all right. I'll let you.
How much time at the beginning of this podcast series did we spend talking about Kendrick, about you wanting to work with Dave Free, about all, so you Peach should be working behind the scenes. We don't even be knowing.
True.
You talked about that. You talked about think about how we talked about Kendrick going from the last album,
Mr. Morale.
Mr. Morale, to GNX, right? And like what an amazing piece of work Mr. Morale was, like all the layers, da 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 da. Kendrick goes silent for a minute and comes back with a sound that still people are like, what is this? Like,
Yeah.
this is not the Kendrick I wanted, but look what it
It's the
turned
Kendrick
into.
that he wanted. Yeah.
Right. And look what it turned into. Like, it was a genre shifting piece of work. Hey.
That's I saw a TikTok this morning where this creator that I loosely followed, and he does like these like I don't want to say inspirational because that's a little bit basic, but like he'll start talking about like a movie and then he'll use the movie to like make a greater point about like creative energy or being a creative. Like a lot of it's talking about being creative. And he had a TikTok a couple of weeks ago, maybe a week ago, where he was talking about how he hasn't done a video because people in his personal life had discovered his videos and they started doing stuff like, "Oh, you're gonna make another little video,"
Oh
or
my God.
just stuff like that, where he was
Yeah.
just like, "No," and he
Mm-hmm.
started getting like self conscious. This is somebody whose whole niche is like inspiring other people, other
Wow.
creatives to do their work, and he's like, "I wasn't able to because I let other people's like little comments, even though they may not have meant it bad or not, but it just the energy behind it was." He let it affect him, and he just every time he went to turn on his camera, he'd be like, and then he wouldn't do it. He started cringing at himself.
Mm.
And so today, I saw a video update where somebody else had said to him, like you're letting your ego take control because how is it about what you feel about you as opposed to what other people are taking and benefiting from what it is that you do? Like you're
Mm.
worried about how you feel about it as opposed like how it makes you feel about your oh no how other people feel about you, the people who may have like a negative spin on it, and you're completely ignoring the literal hundreds of thousands of people who are on your page because they're getting something from it. But like
Right.
people you know when you're in your
Hmm.
gym had something to say, and he actually wrote it down, but I don't want to look for it. Oh, it's on my iPad, which I'm using now, where he was like, it's not about, or why would you let your ego ruin your purpose or something like that.
Mm.
And it made me think like there's a lot of ego around it. Like the reason why I stopped working on the second book proposal because it had to be immediately New York Times bestselling. It has to be. Like I can't not write something that doesn't end up on the New York Times bestseller because I'm overthinking it. Even though the book that I wrote was, I would have loved for it. Like every writer wants to be on the list, but it was such an organic creation that I just thought to myself, I'm only gonna write one book, and if I only write one book, it has to be the book I want to write. It can't be anybody else's edits or notes or it has to be the book that I want to write the exact same way I want to write it. And I went in that way, like very purely and very openly. And it is what it is. I allowed the last couple of years, and I think we've talked about this here, to taint that, but it's ego. And so
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to I guess it is kind of like Mr. Morale, like trying to like kill the ego and
Ooh, yeah.
I choose me. I'm sorry. I guess.
Yes.
All right. Like I'm all right. I already followed you. I
Ooh.
agreed. I heard you, and I was like, yeah, I hear that. But now I hear it. Now
Yeah.
I hear
Yeah.
it.
But I mean, think
Yeah.
about that, how like I mean, when it comes to writing, I listen, I'm super team Bassey. Like I don't like I tell you, it's very rare when I read something and it like gives me the feeling of watching a rap battle. Like to me, like rap battles are the epitome of like creative excellence. Like I really think like that's the level, like whether it's freestyle or not, all the stuff that we know, right? And there are times when I'll watch a rap battle and I'll almost like I'll get the shivers because it is not because you know a bar they said about how big their gun was, but it's just like the rhyme pattern and the shit he said 8 bars ago. Like he's been walking that dog to this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, like do people understand how you like the amount of talent it takes to write that? But you know, I said that there have been several things that you've written that like give me that feeling where I have to like flip the table over to like release that energy. Like, y'all, do y'all? And I think it's because like people that aren't writers, they read something like, oh, that's cool, or like, oh wow, that made me. But like, I read your stuff as a writer, and I'm like, do you read that alliteration that she did from 3 lines ago? And it's like, but I say all that to say that you know you're probably I think one of the greatest writers of our time. And I'm saying that as like,
relax.
hey, of my time, of the 3 authors that I read, you're the best author. But no, I think I think the world of your skill and your pen. So whatever you do is gonna be dope. You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope. Even if it's a love story, which would be crazy.
It's gonna be the worst love story ever. But it's funny though because it's an idea. I had an idea for a TV series that I was working on for the longest time, and so it just stalled for a myriad of reasons. Because blocks, but I was like, the story is there, it exists. I've already written the characters. It's just a matter of like changing it and making it into something. And it's called Offsides. It's about a soccer coach.
That's who falls in love.
Don't steal my idea. It's time mark. So it's about a former professional soccer player.
Okay.
Who gets into like, you know, I don't know, bad boy problems and shit. And part of his like parole or he has to do community service. So he goes back to his hometown to take over his childhood soccer club.
Okay. I like that premise. That premise is kind of fire.
Called Offsides. It's dope. But I mean, the whole thing is like he's got like an ex-girlfriend who had his baby, but he doesn't know. And she came back to their hometown with this kid that has a British accent because he was raised in London and was raising his child. Listen, I be thinking all the way through. Like I got backstory on backstory, and then I just like the front facing part. So it might end up being really good. But yeah, it's.
So that's the book. That's gonna be the book, or that's the series.
That's the book.
Okay.
I'm putting the series aside. Writing it as a novel, and that's probably going to help me go back to the series. But yeah, that's the novel.
That's dope. I could see that. Like I could envision like who would be playing those characters. Like if it wouldn't be like I could see it as 2 types of stories. I could see it as like a laugh track sitcom. Like
okay, offline I will tell you it's not a I don't know who's listening to this. Steal my ideas. Yeah, I will text you like the actual idea, like what it is, and once I say that, you will see it even clearer, especially as a former club soccer parent.
Yeah,
you will see it.
Okay.
You will see it. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just trying to stay creative. I'm trying to stay motivated. Yeah. I'm trying to just stay around. Like not to even be like, not even to be dramatic, but like I'm really just trying to stay around, and that means like trying to put all these future-facing things together. And even me just even mentioning it here and going into that detail was like, fuck, I gotta do it now.
Yeah, exactly. I was just about to say that. Yeah, I was literally just about to say that. I was like, well, you have at least a couple hundred accountability partners for real.
Don't ask me about it though. I will block you. I will do it, but don't
I
ask me about
I
it.
could already tell you. I know our favorite listener. She leaves comments every week. Yetunde, who we both thought we knew,
Hi,
but we don't.
Tunde.
Yetunde is our listener. She's for sure going to keep you accountable to that. So that's one for sure. But yeah, and it was crazy. Our listener, Yetunde segment, she also took her son to college the same week we took ours.
Really? We need to get
Yes,
Tunde as a guest.
for real. Like, I think she said she had an older son that was going into his sophomore, junior year. I think she said Morehouse. I
Mm-hmm.
think,
Oh
but
my God. Morehouse had a soccer team. It would be the best case scenario.
yo, that's literally what I was saying. I literally would love. I wish more HBCUs had soccer programs like at the Division 1 level.
They're not that many, and not even Division 1, just any division. There's
Any,
just not that many. And he really wanted to go to HBCU.
yeah,
And one of his teammates, and he didn't even know. I didn't know Shaw University existed. I
yep.
never heard of it.
Mm-hmm.
And one of his
That's right
teammates,
down the street from us.
who like, I mean, nice kid, JT. If you're listening, I love you. I think you're fantastic. But he didn't really ever play. He got a full ride to Shaw. And a lot was like, I never heard of Shaw. I would have applied to Shaw.
Wow.
Yeah, but he really like his heartbreak was Howard. Howard really broke his heart, so he was just like, fuck it.
Yeah.
I guess I'll go wherever now. I guess white people want me.
give him 2 years. 2 years? Listen, Howard will be begging
They better.
for him in 2
really
years.
Wanted to go to Howard. Howard pissed me off with that.
Oh man, look, you see all what's going on there. So everything happens for a reason because it sounds like madness over there.
Yeah,
combination of madness. It sounded crazy over there. But it was something that I was gonna ask you when you were talking about when you first introduced your book. I can't remember. I don't even remember. But yeah, we're gonna hold you accountable. Can't wait to read it. If you need like a guest star to, to play the pesky neighbor that comes in there like, what's going on here? Y'all playing that soccer again? Damn.
He's gonna be Pearl from 227.
Y'all playing that damn soccer, kicking that ball all the damn time. Shit. The pesky American neighbor that doesn't understand soccer. You gotta have that role. Like that's gotta be
that. I'm just whatever. There's a character who was a former professional football player.
Oh,
whose daughter plays club soccer, and the only way he can relate to it is by using football terms. But he's like the cheerleader for his child. He just does not understand soccer at all.
Oh, hilarious!
I've got all these characters. I've laid this all out. Like I know what the fuck this is. I just gotta sit and between the TV show and the novel, I've got to figure it out. I just got to do it.
Yo, listen. I'm putting this out there because why not? My boy Meyer. I told you about my boy Meyer before.
No, I know CK and
SK Dwayne.
The other one.
SK Dwayne. I talk about Ryan and Brad. My whole little Gmail. My whole little chat crew. Brandon, all those guys. Anyway, Gary. I always forget about LB Gary. Gary's in that thread too. Anyway, my homeboy Meyer Faddle. I'm putting his name out there because he's in the industry. Like he's in the entertainment industry. He is the backing behind Jasmine Brand. Have you heard Jasmine Brand?
Yeah.
Yeah. So him and Jasmine are friends. They've been friends for a long time. And Meyer is the financial engine.
Oh wow.
Investor, financier of the Jasmine Brand. Like straightforward, no nothing. And that's one of my closest friends. And he specifically is always looking for like creative ideas. Like he invests in restaurants and different clubs and things all over the country and movies. And I don't know about television shows, but he's always looking for like the next thing. And so I think he occasionally listens to the show. But I would love for y'all to talk. I mean,
I love that.
Just
Tell
like
me I'm a creative genius. I'm not even joking. Like I know a bunch of shit. Like
Yeah.
I am very well tapped in.
Mhm.
Like my creativity is, that sounds like a whatever, I don't care. I have
Yeah.
a pretty high level of creativity when it comes to like thinking things all the way through. You know what though? This is a tangent, but I don't care. Don't listen to this part, Meyer. I am a very focused individual. Um somebody said like I say that I'm creative. I'm not creative.
All right.
I don't know. No,
What are you
listen.
talking
I don't know how to me creativity is like innovative. Like you're able to like create something out of nothing, or like a musician who like creates music out of like samples or out of whatever. Like to me creating. I know how to make some shit better. I know how to like take a life and paint it better or write it better,
about?
but I don't
Mm-hmm.
know how to create a life. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so I
Mm-hmm.
think that there's a creativity, and then there's like there's another word for it that I think that I'm more suited to, and I think that a lot of people are more that word, and they're trying to force themselves to be creative. That's why there's a lot of bad art out there.
Right. And a lot of
Artistic. I'm artistic, not necessarily creative, even though I
okay.
am a creative. Does that
Right,
make sense?
right. That makes sense.
Thought
That
about
makes a lot of sense.
yeah.
I I would say that there is probably 95% of the skill set in being an artist and being creative.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like so I think I still think you can call yourself creative if you're not building something from thin air. If you're not like gathering the dust clouds and forming the earth. But I think but I do think that there are probably more people that cannot do what you're explaining,
Mm-hmm.
right? That cannot like I think you said the opposite. I think people can build upon ideas that are already there, but they can't execute them well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they
Yeah.
can be anybody could take a sample and make a new beat, but they're not all going to be Kanye level
Yeah.
beats. They're not all going to be like that, DJ. I can't even Premiere or what's my favorite Ninth Wonder level,
Yeah.
Quest Love level creative. But yeah, I think I like that analogy. I like that kind of like to think about it as creating and being an artist.
You know what's a good example of that on the I mean your boy Drake too, but let's leave him out of the conversation. Like DJ Khaled is a
Mm,
DJ. Like I forget that he like his name is DJ Khaled. So yes,
right,
he's a
right,
DJ. But I
right,
don't see him like the way I would Premiere or like Ali Shaheed or
right,
like
right, right.
he doesn't create in that way.
Yeah, yeah,
He's not in it like like he's 100% a DJ producer. That's his whole thing. Like that's why all these albums have all these other people in it. And some of
right.
my favorite Jay and Beyonce songs are on Khaled projects,
Yeah,
even though I don't listen to his projects. But like I don't know what he did except for say "We the Best"
right,
in the
right.
song
Yeah,
that makes it any that makes it his
yeah,
thing.
yeah,
You know, remember the other day or last time we were talking about, was it like it was either Torre or Elliot Wilson not having like a definitive like this is your
yeah.
signature thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I feel like when it comes to Khaled and people who are in the creative field but
Yeah,
not necessarily creative.
right.
Does
Or
that,
not
you know what I mean?
creators. Yeah, yeah, yeah. For
Yeah.
sure, for sure, for sure. I think the I like the Khaled example because I think of Khaled and a lot of like the big name Puffy. I think was like this.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think on some level like DJ Envy when he was making albums and Clue when they were like putting Swiss is definitely I think like a conductor,
Mm, yes, conduct. Yeah, yeah.
right? Like they're like in an orchestra, they're the conductor. They know how to take this beautiful band they're already good. Everyone's individually talented in the band, but their ear is able to make the levels match and tell the
Mm-hmm.
flutes to quiet down and the trumpet, and I think that is a very special talent as well, right? I
Mm-hmm.
think it's just when people start saying, well, because you can do this really, really well, you're not necessarily a genius. I'm thinking of Kanye and like there was a time when everyone recognized that Kanye's genius. and then he got kind of got out there, and people now are questioning like, he wasn't really a genius, he was a
Which
racist,
is
he was Nazi,
absurd.
which is like, no, it
It's
doesn't
absurd.
it doesn't work like that. If you're a genius, like if you are really at that master level, then you can't, it doesn't go anywhere, right? Like it's still there. It might come out in crazy ways, but
And the execution, I think for Kanye specifically, I believe that genius or creativity exists in different places. I feel like if you can write, you can dance. If you can dance, you can paint,
mhm,
but not like, maybe not the way that you think that a painter should be, but that
right.
same level of creative energy exists in all of these different places. Like I write like a dancer, because if it doesn't feel like it flows from one word to the next, or one sentence to the next, or one verse to the next, it doesn't make sense to me. I have to go back and fix it. If I can't say it out loud, even my book, if I can't read it out loud without stumbling, then I have to go back and fix it. I have to
Mhm,
go back and edit something, because it needs to be that kind of fluid. Or if it's not fluid, it has to be intentionally offbeat, because it's
mhm,
part of whatever is being conveyed. Um, I say that I can't draw, and it's because I can't picture things in my mind, but I can picture movement in my mind. I can
mhm.
picture the way something like feels energetically in my mind,
Yep.
but I don't know how to make that into like a visual thing. But I know that if something happened, and what could happen? I don't know. Okay, let's move away from the painting. Like, you know how when something happens and somebody can like transfer their talent, like for instance, Quincy Jones had to stop playing the trumpet
Mhm,
because he had a brain aneurysm, and if he played it, it could, like, I don't know, his brain could explode. I don't know
mhm,
exactly.
mhm, mhm, mhm.
But that's what he moved that into being the producer that he is. And
Right.
he, to me, is, if Khaled is anybody, he's Quincy Jones, but Quincy Jones has a genius that Khaled doesn't have. So it's the
Absolutely.
same
Yeah.
kind of able to like understand what voices and sounds belong together.
Yeah.
And you look at it, it's like, oh, he just asked Tevin Campbell to sing a song. Like, what is the what? But then when you actually look and think about it, it's like, oh wow, he really did something.
Right.
Even with
Right.
with Thriller and Off the Wall and stuff like that. Like, there's a genius that exists there, but it also existed when he was a trumpet player,
Right. 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 And I
which
feel
is
like,
why a lot of these like singers retire and become painters,
yeah, yeah,
because it
it has
it
to go
translates.
somewhere. It has to
Yeah,
go somewhere. Yeah.
yeah.
And the one thing that I think also, continuing with the music analogy, and what Quincy had is the trumpet, but like, just he could read music,
Mhm.
right? Like, and he was like an accomplished musician, played the piano. Same thing with Prince. Like, they were just able to, I feel like their music was able to do different things
Mhm.
because they were actual musicians.
Mhm.
Where I think even Kanye, on some level, I think he's been able to, I think he started off saying like he didn't play the piano, but like he learned the piano through his,
Yeah.
early producing days.
Beyonce learned the piano.
Right, right.
Tyler taught himself a bunch of every
Yeah.
instrument. Tyler taught himself.
Yep.
Uh,
Yep.
yeah.
So I think, yeah, I think that is one of the elements that makes someone go from like, I'm just a creative, to like, I'm creating.
I'm an
I'm right, 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 for sure. It was something I keep on. There was one thing, Bossy, I cannot remember it, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. And it's about that time.
Oh, is it?
Um,
Oh, okay.
it's a
Oh, I forgot we stopped and started like 5 times. So yeah.
right. What do you have going on this week?
Um. Oh my God. Nothing. The fuck.
Writing romance novels.
Yeah, I'll probably start that. I got in a fight with ChatGPT earlier.
What did he do?
I hate it so much. Like, I don't use it as much anymore. But I use it for like executive type things. Like, I
Hmm.
need to be able to do this thing. What's the best way to get to that? And today's September 1st, and I was going through. I was like, all right, this is the last quarter of the year. I need to like lock in. Let's create a thing for us. Let's lock it down. And it kept doing that thing where it was like, it would say something. I was like, no, that's not what I mean. It's like, oh, good catch. I was like, bitch, I swear to God, if you tell me it was a good catch one more fucking time,
Good catch. No, you're supposed to catch.
you're supposed to catch it. How am I
Damn
supposed to
it.
catch it?
That's funny. Oh man, that's funny. Oh, you know what? Speaking of ChatGPT, something I use ChatGPT for, I gotta send it to you offline, but I asked ChatGPT to generate a series of, you talked about like administrative documents for us, for the pod. And one of them being a sponsorship package, because one of my boys asked me, Phil, who I know is a listener. I think it
Another
was,
one. All these names:
yeah, I
Phil,
think Phil
Jerry,
asked
Wayne,
me, do you have a, like,
Meyer,
what's your
SK.
sponsorship package? And I was like, what?
Or who?
Excuse me? He's like, yeah, like, so if somebody wanted to support you, you know, you're looking for support, you're asking people to subscribe and da 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 da. Like, for what? Like, what? And I was like, oh, okay, I'll figure that out. But, you know, I asked Chat to create like different levels of what a sponsorship sheet can look like. And it's pretty fascinating. Through that, I had to go through our statistics, a little bit of um, our viewership and data, our listenership. And this has always been the case from when I podcast 8 years ago. It's just hard to get a sense of like exactly how many listeners you have, because
Mm,
everything is proprietary, right? Like, so we're on Riverside that connects with Spotify creators. And so when I'm looking at the analysis, is giving me Spotify data,
mm.
right? But I also know people listen to our show like in 8 other different platforms, literally. And so I was just digging around and looking like where our podcast was. It's just fascinating to see all the places that it is. And on Apple does have a secret site that I never knew existed, where you could go in, put the numbers in, and you could see Apple's listenership.
Really?
I was like, I've never seen this. And it gives you pretty extensive data. And so, like, we have a good following of people, like, you know, maybe in the hundreds, mid to high hundreds, 6, 7, 800, maybe more.
Not bad.
Yeah, like in the two
Not bad.
main platforms, in Apple and in Spotify. But then also I took that data and put it in the chat and said, just like, create something for us. And it gave us like, you know, if you want someone to cover your marketing, they can be at this level. If you want someone to cover your, if you want any merchandising, or if you want to try to do a live show, like in a venue somewhere, like, so it just gave us a lot of ideas for us to think through. And, you know, I think that this process is helping to like reignite or keep my creative gene ignited, right? Like, talking every week, thinking on at this level, and, you know, just having a good conversation is
Yeah.
helpful. I think that's resonating with a lot of our listeners.
Part of my Q4 thing was the podcast. I don't want to hear it. Don't tell me about anything. I know.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm not gonna say
with the
anything.
podcast. And actually, right before we got on, I asked it for like I gave it our stats, like who we are, what we do, like who we are as people, like our demographic. I was like, what are some good segments so that we can have like a more like, this is the time for this, instead of just like these. I love the free falling thing, or the free whatever. I love it. Free
Yeah,
association. Love it.
yeah,
Think
yeah,
it's
yeah.
great. But I also think that we could benefit from like
I like that.
dedicated segments, and it gave me some
Productions.
really good ideas that I'll send it to you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I told you my cousin, like there's a whole bunch of things. Like I swear I'm here. I
Okay.
am.
No, we locked in. I mean, whatever help you know, you get 0%, you get 100% of everything you have. I don't know. Forget
What?
it. I felt like that George Bush, like, fool me once, shame on you.
Don't
Uh
hold me again.
right. What I'm trying to say is, like, we have to ask, right? Like, we have to, if we need help, if we need, you know, we want folks to listen, like, we have to ask them, and we ask them by presenting them with good content and, you
Mhm.
know, being responsive to what we think our audience needs, and that's that's what we've
And
done.
we do need to. Are people writing in and leaving comments?
Yeah, yeah,
We need
yeah,
to read them. We need to
yeah,
start reading them.
yeah. We will, we've read from our friend Yetunde,
The
but
hometown.
next week let's start reading them, because I think we got like 4 comments this week on Spotify.
Okay.
There were good ones too. Yeah, next week we'll do that.
Okay. Yeah, I'll send you the little thing. Put together something so more like this time we do this. You know, I
Like,
love. I'm gonna get. I can like once a month. We just be like, all right, we're just gonna talk and see what happens.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. All
cool.
right.
Well, folks, continue to tune in. We are the Idea Pod on all the platforms. Comment, subscribe, all that. And let us know what you think in the comment sections, and on YouTube too. Our YouTube channel is doing all right, so keep finding the truth, the chaos, the clarity in the culture, and the joy in the journey, and we'll holla at you next time. Peace.
Bye.